So in the loop where everyone survives, the universe ends? Is there no hopefulness in this fucking series? Well, you see, this would make sense to me if Yuri was the only one looping this whole time. Because him causing distortions and cracks in the fabric of reality would make sense. But Setsu's been doing the same thing. Ooh. Hold up. Are they implying that Yuri's the reason everything gets infected? So you're telling me that every single loop where Yuri wakes up has been a false Yuri, where Gnosias have already eliminated the original so the universe could continue, so Gnosia could in return try... Wow! Dog! We better get Hot Yuri again soon. We only got it one time. This really does feel like being in the pass of AOT. And just having it all fucking swarm into our brains. Everything, so that's why she's known. They really covered their ass. There's no plot holes or loose ends for up to this point. It all does make sense. Up until this point, I believe that if we were to survive a loop with everyone intact, that is the good. And now that's fucking impossible. Okay. I genuinely believe if you were to show this scene out of context to someone who is a fan of Attack on Titan, they would probably be fooled that we may be looking at a shot from the final season of Attack on Titan, because this feels straight pulled out of paths. This episode of Gnosia just, it shattered everything. It's not an exaggeration to say everything we thought we knew was a lie. And this is the type of plot twist that was hidden in plain sight. So very similar to AOT, my favorite series. I think to myself, this is a god-level plot twist. Yuri is a lie. Now, not the lesbian Yuri, that is still true and much needed. But Yuri as a character can't exist. This whole time we have been under the assumption that our goal is to succeed in a loop where everyone lives happy ever after, everything's sunshine and rainbows, right? But now we know that every time we focused on Yuri, up until this episode, the actual real one has been killed. Anytime the ship is infected with these monsters, the first elimination is always the original Yuri. Meaning, the false, the bug, can take over its spot. So when the two of them exist in the same timeline because there's no infectees, everything has to shatter and end. Where the fuck do you even go from here? Everything's... I hope Bro can figure out a self-sacrifice situation, because right now, it ain't looking good. Got this part of the video though, you know what to do. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe, ring that bell, stay up to date, everything Gnosia. A lot of people be dropping this off YouTube, but not me. I keep hustling because I'm in it for the real ones here. But hey, if you want to go the extra mile, help support these videos. Patreon full live reactions and exclusives live over there, which does also help fund these videos so they can keep on coming. And besides myself coming from all this excitement, the other thing that's quite interesting and kind of has my mind blowing is this. I didn't come up with this. I did not figure this out myself. This came from Reddit. You know, r/anime may be a garbage place, but sometimes they do have a couple commenters that I'm like, I appreciate you, and like an abusive relationship, I keep coming back for more just because sometimes you change. The last little bit of the song apparently hid the most devious spoilers in plain sight, and this is what I really like. Anytime I hear, it spoils! Like, it never does, because unless you know what you're looking for, it's not going to spoil. And this is why I think it's super interesting, because the commenter in question said, like, the ending of the song literally reveals that there's two Yuris. This isn't simply because you probably assume just watching it. I didn't really have an opinion when I saw it initially, but if I was to really like point a gun to my head, what do I think? Oh, it's probably like a Gnosia taken over, right? Like it's just a symbolism. But in fact, what it's doing is it's symbolizing the fact that there's two Yuris. And they can't exist in the same timeline without everything shattering. And you can also see the same type of imagery and stuff that they do in this episode. It's so fascinating. I never would have expected that. So shouts out to r/anime. Once in a blue moon, you have a good commenter. The thing is I genuinely don't know what you do with this information. Now, obviously, we ended this episode seemingly in an endless loop of we just keep respawning and there's two Yuris. Are we actually at the finish line? Do we just somehow escape this and go back to a normal loop? Or is this the end game? Obviously, I don't want spoilers. Keep that to yourself. But if this is, because we have, what, 5 episodes left? is rather than finishing these loops trying to fill up our orb, is it actually get the information on how to remove the bug. See, the thing that was super weird to me prior to revealing that Yuri was different and was in fact a bug created was I was like, why would Yuri be the reason the world implodes, right? Because Setsu's doing the same thing. And based on any time we've talked to characters that, hey, we're doing this, they seem relatively okay. Like, hey, yeah, you know what? It's people looping can make sense. And honestly, the way they detailed everything in terms of the perspective scaling, making characters giant or small, or warping reality, I mean, it's straight out of a horror movie, right? Yeah, there's no big bad chasing us down the hall. There's no little doll girl chopping down the wall saying, here's Johnny. But this is even more devastating because there's truly nothing we can do. And now that we have an answer, we know our existence is a lie. I mean, I feel like if there is going to be a good ending, the Yuri we've come to know and love will have to delete themselves. But man, I don't know, because we finally got to a point where we woke up and there was no infectees. Only to learn that when there is no infectees, we're the infectee. It's like, what the fuck do we even do with this? I'd like to believe I've been one of the biggest glazers when it comes to this anime. Pretty much since it started. Granted, I did jump aboard a couple episodes late. My bad. To be honest, the show didn't look interesting to me at face value. Shoot me, these types of game adaptation things just normally don't do it. And you know what? I was wrong. I'm willing to admit that. And while the popularity for this show has died down, one thing has remained consistent, and that is its quality. I don't think there was a better team to handle this. And I gotta be real. For an actual time travel anime, because that's what I'm gonna classify it as, this is the first time since Steins Gate that my brain's been tingling, and I say, fuck, we are eating good. Because there is time travel stuff that I really like. I love ReZero. But I don't look at ReZero necessarily as a straight up time travel. I look at it as like a death loop kind of situation. It is time travel, but there's a difference between Steins Gate and ReZero. There's a difference between Gnosia and ReZero. But if you want to include it, sure. But it still doesn't change the fact that there's only been a few goddamn good time loops. You know what I mean? And it's probably going to be another goddamn decade before we get something like this again, and that's quite sad. I don't know what to fucking think anymore. Everything's a lie. It's like playing Portal. The cake was a fucking lie. You let me know your thoughts, theories, speculations, and for game players, I know you've been waiting for this episode. What the fuck are you thinking? Let me know. Drop a like, show your support, subscribe, ring that bell, and Patreon is where you catch those full live reactions and exclusives. Like, hey, I love to give video shoutouts to those patrons because they're why you get these videos at all. So today we got Juicium, Marco Sun, Here in 12, Kieran Walker, Sean Cafferkey, Dragon Mom, Ryan Kahalili, and Jessica L. Compton. So I appreciate the support. Please take care and you have a good one.